Three, two, one.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Fed Up Show with Lonnie Ramati. I'm here to tell you about a new movement I'm starting. I want everyone to call in and tell me how fed up they are and what they're fed up with. Because I am fed up. I'm fed up! Hey everybody, I'm Lonnie Ramati. I'm back again and I'm fed up. So, I was talking with my friends, my friend Teague, who I love dearly, and my friend Tony, who I'm probably going to end up loving even more because he's true blue. Teague is true blue too, but Teague speaks with a thick accent, so it's harder. But I love him dearly. And we're talking about what we're all fed up with. And, Tony, who's a wonderful person, I like him very much. He's from Kansas. And, when you go to Kansas and you tell somebody something, your word is your bond in Kansas. A handshake means something in Kansas. People believe in God and country and integrity in Kansas. It's a beautiful place. And we're losing that in America. I'm fed up with people lying to us all the time. I don't want to be lied to by all these politicians. I don't want to be lied to by people I work for and with. I'm sure you feel that way. We don't want to be lied to anymore. Can't they just tell us the truth about how life really is or what's really going on? Better to know the truth than to live in a dream world that you're being lied about. So I understand how, you can come to a big city, and in the big city, people don't tell you the truth. It can be puffery. They'll just tell you things you want to hear and make you feel good and walk away, and then you're left not knowing where you stand. In Kansas, you know where you stand. And in Teague's neighborhood, you know where you stand because people are moral. There's a morality there that's dwindling in the United States. People are getting away with lies. It started on Wall Street. It started with Lehman Brothers. It started with all these companies that went under and were brought back to life after doing all these terrible things that they did to put themselves in financial jeopardy. And I say terrible things because they created packages that weren't based on a real foundation. They were based on them making money. They weren't based on a real business. And when you build something based on a cupcake, you end up just with a cupcake. And the truth eventually comes out. I'm really anti-Wall Street. I'm really anti-hedge funds. Why are we allowing these rich people to control our country? Do not believe the lie that is being told to you that it creates jobs. It doesn't. It creates money for them. These people aren't about creating jobs. If you find a billionaire, for the most part, there are exceptions, they're about creating money for themselves. They don't care about us. Why are we not doing something? Why don't we help each other? Why don't we make them do what the majority of citizens of the United States need? Why don't we make them be more honest? Why don't we hold them to and make them accountable for what they say? The only way to do it is consequences. Tax the hell out of them if they lie to you. Replace them with another company if they're fraudulent. Put them in jail if they lie and are fraudulent. Put rich people in jail. Don't let rich people buy themselves out of being put in jail. Because how many of the people that did all the illegal things they did went to jail? Very few. Put them in jail if they break the law. Put them in jail if they lie. Consequences. It's like with kids. You have to have consequences or nothing good is going to come with it. That's the morality I want. If somebody does something wrong and they're very rich, they have to be treated the same as a poor person that does something wrong. It's got to be the same under the law. Otherwise, then the system is rigged. Then Trump is right. It's rigged. But here's the funny thing. He's a billionaire. He's part of the rigging. He rigs things. Rich people rig things. Hillary Clinton rigs things. Donald Trump rigs things. They both rig things. They're rigging things. We have to not let that happen. My friend Teague here, he says it's a tragedy that we can't find better people to run for president here. What's that about? Well, that's us, okay, millennials and Americans, other Americans? That's us. We're responsible for it. We keep supporting bad candidates. You got to go out and vote. You cannot sit at home and not vote. Because if you do that, if you don't fight for the right person to be running, this is what you end up with. Two people that nobody wants, for the most part. Correct me if I'm wrong, because the numbers show that they're two of the most unpopular presidential candidates in the history of the presidency. What the heck is going on there? Well, that's us. We are fed up, but we have to do something about it. We have to go out and vote. And don't think your one vote doesn't matter, because the moment you stop voting, a lot of people stop voting. And then we're left with nothing. We're left with complaints. We have to fight. We have to fight for jobs. We have to network with each other. We have to support each other. We have to protect our families. And we have to get people that are running for office that are decent people. Not people that post nude photos of themselves in text messages. Not people that put emails on their private server. Not people that call a person born in Indiana Mexican. Not people that call black people the blacks, as if they're the Jews. And by the way, I'm Jewish. Again, think about it. We need people that don't think in those terms. They just want to unite. And they don't bring any baggage like Bill Clinton did. And I think he was a good president, except he couldn't keep his hands off the ladies. So we don't need that. We can get better people. I know, Bill Gates, you're running around the world. You're helping all these people around the world. Hey, Bill, what about us? We built your entire empire here, Bill, okay? What are you doing for us? Why aren't you in America helping us create jobs so that we have less unemployment? Why aren't you helping us, Bill? Because I am fed up with this. Why aren't you coming back here? And when I'm unemployed, and when my friends are unemployed, they have a job to go to. That would really be great. Since you were born in the United States, since your company became powerful and great in the United States, and since that very power and greatness gave you all the money you have today, can't you give back to us? Can't you start setting up jobs for people? I'd love to work with you. I know all my friends would love to work. Why can't we have more jobs? Why can't you help us in that regard? Why can't you help us lower taxes? Why can't you come to the United States and give us better and cheaper health care? Why are you going to Africa? Why not help Americans? We need your help. I need your help. We need your help. How about this, Bill? Come back to the United States, help us first, and after things are a lot better here, then you can go to other countries. Because you're from this country. It has to have some meaning to be American. Please help us. Come back and help us. You've got a great mind for business. You have a great mind for innovation. Let that innovation work in the United States and let us become great again. Come back. In fact, I would say this to everyone that is powerful in this country. How about putting back the resources you spend on charities to other countries to this country? Let's stop spending money on other people when we have our own problems. You know, somebody once said, I think Bernie or somebody once said, there shouldn't be poverty in America. There shouldn't be. Why is there poverty in America? Why are police shooting, minorities? Why are minorities shooting police? Why? I'll tell you why I think it is. I think because we don't have jobs. You give somebody a meaningful job that they like, they have meaning in their life. They feel better about themselves. They don't need to be committing crimes if they have jobs. And if there are jobs available that make them feel respected in the community, because I know in Kansas, respect in the community is very common. In Kansas, you can go to church or whatever denomination you are, a synagogue or whatever you want to go to, a mosque, whatever it is that you're religious about, and there's a community there. But we're not building a community anymore. We've stopped building a community. And I want to build that community back. I want the fed up community to not let us go in the direction of a divisive America where we're fighting each other. Because let me tell you something. If we're fighting each other, that makes us weaker. It makes us weaker if somebody else wants to hurt us, like ISIS or anyone else. Because if we're not united, we're not going to be able to fend off people that attack us. We have to be together. We have to protect each other. And we have to start trusting each other. Sure, we can have different political views, but why does the Rust Belt always vote Republican. Why? You're not going to convince me that every Republican is good. And then my question, of course, becomes, why does Massachusetts always vote Democrat? Well, at least they elected a Republican governor, so that's a step forward. I don't want it to be about political parties. I want to get rid of the concept of political parties. We're all Americans. Can't we just work together as Americans and help each other? We are invested in each other. We live under the same laws. We work hard and we love our families. We love being Americans. It's the greatest country in the world. Let's bring back community for each other, and let's bring back strength in each other so we can start telling the politicians what to do and stop believing in rich people. This great lie was created by rich people, and here's the great lie. The great lie is, we're rich people. We're going to help you, and you should always let us be rich and have all the legal advantages and financial advantages and tax advantages because that creates jobs. No, it doesn't. It doesn't create jobs. If you're in the Rust Belt, right, and you're listening to some rich person in your area saying, vote for me because I'll create jobs, why didn't they already create jobs? Why does Donald Trump have businesses in China where they manufacture some of his products? Why? He has businesses all over the world. He's in Scotland on a golf course. Well, he's a rich person. Well, you think that rich person is going to help bring you jobs in a Rust Belt state? He's never done that in his entire life. What you think now that he's president, all of a sudden, a guy that's never done that in his entire life is going to do that. Now, I don't blame you if you don't trust Hillary either, because I don't know what she's done in terms of jobs. She hasn't been in that kind of position. She's been a senator and a wife to a president and secretary of state, so she hasn't been in that arena. You can equally distrust her, but here's the point that I'm making. If in your community you're hiring people that have lots of money, you're hiring to be your Congress representatives, which is what you are, you're hiring them, public servants, you're making a mistake. You're hiring the wrong people. You have to bring people to Congress that will fight to get you work, and will fight to get you business, and will vote to get you business. And that is their focus. They're not worried about arcane little things that don't affect your community. We have to fight for things together. And that's what I'm fed up with. I'm also fed up, of course, with other things. Not everything's political. I'm fed up with people that don't have a sense of humor. I'm fed up with, people that are racist, because we all live together in this country anyway. See, we can't survive without each other. I'm fed up with people that have religious intolerance, that don't like Jews, don't like Muslims. Look, we know there's a difference between somebody who is a member of ISIS and somebody who is a religious Muslim. There's a difference. Do not convince me that every Muslim is a member of ISIS, because you never will. Don't even try. The whole thing is a joke. That's like saying every Jew is bad. Every Christian wants to kill Jews. The whole thing is ludicrous. We know who the bad guys are. We can figure out who the bad guys are. We're not stupid. We've never had a problem of too many bad guys coming into our country. We had one event, 9/11. That event was not about U.S. citizens. That event was about people who got to visit our country and quickly set up an insider group that took airplanes to destroy us. That's about security. That's about airport security. That's not about Syria and immigrants. It's airport security that was lax. And we didn't have the proper protections in the airplane itself to prevent that from happening. We never should allow people in the cockpit, period. That should be a mandatory rule. Nothing could have happened like it happened if the cockpit had not been breached. So you can have security people on a plane. You can prevent those things from happening. And we can still have people that immigrate to this country, because we're all immigrants, no matter what you say. Your family originally came over here by means of immigration. So if we're all immigrants, we better learn to get along, because we only have each other. All right, that's it for today. I love you all. Let me know what you're fed up about, because I'll be very sympathetic. I'm sure there are many things. Thank you, and good day.
In the
future, talk radio will actually educate, inspire, and make you think. The future is now. Topics and music that affect your life from Universal Broadcasting Network. Tune in at ubnradio.com.